Hello guys, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. It's finally Friday. Am I the only one who feels like this week has basically been like the length of a whole month or something? I don't know. It's just been like a crazy long week for some reason. It's just been that I'm a little bit busy or something. I don't know what it is. It's just been one of those weeks. Let me know if you feel the same though. So today we are building a tiny loft. That said, I did not use the tile counter. It's on right now, but I did remove it later on simply because I wanted a little bit more freedom to do what I did with the exterior. So it is a tiny house. Like the interior of the house is not bigger than 64 tiles, but what I'm doing on the exterior does mean that it's not considered a tiny house in The Sims, which is still super annoying, but let's not have that conversation again. Been through that one many times here on the channel, but I just felt like I really felt like building a tiny loft because I haven't done that for the longest time, and I used to build quite a lot of them actually. So I built this, I think it was Tuesday, possibly Tuesday, and then yesterday or Wednesday. What did I do? I don't even remember what I did Wednesday. But yesterday was my mom's birthday, so I didn't manage to finish the voiceover for it. And then we got the update as well. I wanted to cover the update, so I did that. If you haven't checked out that video, it's up on the channel. I go through everything except from a couple of food pieces that I apparently missed, which makes sense because I didn't check out gameplay. And also somehow I missed a couple of skin details, and I'm not really sure how that happened, if I forgot to filter when I entered, when I entered skin details or what happened there, but apparently I missed those. But other than that, other than those 4 items overall, I went through everything. So there's quite a lot, like a nice bunch of items in that update, and it includes like 8 new build by items, I think it was 8, yeah. So I didn't end up using those for this house because this house was built on Tuesday. Obviously I didn't have access to the items at that time, so otherwise I definitely would have, but not using them today. However, I am planning on using them in the builds that I'm doing for tomorrow and also Sunday, so you guys can look forward to that. Although I feel like the items that we got there are pretty like straightforward. They shouldn't be hard to use or anything. It's like they're pretty like straightforward items. I don't know how to put it. So it's several or 2, not several. Well, I suppose 2 is several technically. But like 2 dining tables, dining chairs, bar chairs, there's a flower with a vase as well, a dresser, a console table, and also a mirror. And I will say that the last 3 items don't really go that well with the first 5 because they're made by different creators. They're not made like with an overall theme or anything like that, but I'll try to do my best to, maybe like tomorrow we'll use the 5 items and then Sunday we'll use the 3 items or something. I don't know. I just know that I want to use the items because they're awesome and they're new and shiny, and I love new and shiny things. So yeah, but today we're not using any of it. We're just building this tiny loft situation. That's supposed to be for 2 best friends, by the way. So I have 2 bedrooms in this house. Both are with like a single tile bed. So I'm assuming that they're both like on the younger side, and maybe they are living here while they study or something like that. Maybe it's just like their first house that they move into. Although I will say from the exterior, I would not like, I don't think this is a typical first house, so, because it does look a little bit expensive, you know, but it's just like the interior is very small. Whenever I do stuff like this, where I tell you guys that younger people live in this house, but the house looks way too fancy for them to be able to afford it themselves, I always say that it's probably the parents who are paying, so it might just be the parents that are paying, you know, like, I don't know, just a suggestion, something like that, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to build like a rundown kind of, I don't know. I want it to look fancy from the exterior. That's just how it works, period. So the exterior, the facade of the build exclusively was inspired and not recreated, just inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest. I changed it up quite a lot. I came up with my own color scheme. I basically, like, the main part that was inspired was the roofing, so I did put up an A-framed roof on the left side You'll see that. If I haven't done it, I probably did it already, but whatever. You saw that earlier in the video. So that was basically that for the inspiration, but I realized that I don't think I've done a tiny loft with an A-framed roof like that. So when I say A-framed, like a pyramid themed, or themed, what? A pyramid, like this, like that kind of roof. I just want to call it an A-frame roof. It looks like an A kind of, but it's not an A-frame house, so I don't know if it's actually the right term to use. I'm just gonna call it that and call it a day. So yeah, I realized I haven't done a tiny loft with, or just a loft with an A-framed roof before, and or pyramid shaped roof, whatever. So I felt like it was just about time. Plus the house that I saw looked pretty cool actually. I couldn't really see the bottom bit of the house because it had like massive fencing in front of the house, so I have no idea what that looked like. But that's okay, because it just means I can come up with my own stuff, and that I'm completely okay with that. And then actually I thought that I was gonna make the exterior more black, white, and gray, but actually decided against it. I didn't do the exterior color scheme until I'd done the interior, because I kind of wanted to see what direction I was going with the interior before I moved on to the exterior again. So I ended up making it very warm in the interior with like a fair amount of plants, actually, also hanging plants just around. I feel like they're two very creative sims. I almost said simmers. They're two very creative simmers living in this house. That will be kind of like breaking a fourth wall right there, but no, we're not doing that today. So they're two very creative sims who live in this house. One is the painter and the other one I don't remember, but that one lives on the second floor. I built this house Tuesday, so I don't remember anymore. But definitely on the creative side, they love plants. They want a very warm kind of interior that is very cozy as well, but modern at the same time. Lots of plants, of course, and just stylish but cozy. So that's kind of what I was going for. There's a lot of brown in here, just warning you guys, those of you who are not brown fans, this might not be your build. But also, why are you not a fan of brown? Like what? For Sims houses specifically, because in real life I would not like living in this, but that's just me personally. So anyways, but for the Sims, I love to do interiors like this where everything's just very warm and inviting and stylish at the same time. I don't know how to explain it in any other way. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. And then after I'd done the interior and I kind of decided on this color scheme, I wanted to bring it outside. So I tried doing that as well. That did take a little bit of effort, not gonna lie. I was like, what kind of wallpapers am I using? Because I'm really desperately trying to use wallpapers that I don't always use. I think I ended up using the ones that I always use, so might be, but I did try. However, I will say like there's a couple of wallpapers that are just really good. You know, like if you don't have Spa Day. Yeah, Spa Day. If you don't have Spa Day, right? It comes with a wood siding wallpaper that I'm pretty sure is meant for interior purposes because it's Spa Day. It doesn't really have anything exterior-wise does it? Maybe some, wait, yeah, it does, because you're supposed to build spas. I take everything back, but that wood siding wallpaper is so good. Like it's so good, and it comes in so many swatches, and none of them are weird like the base game wood siding wallpaper is. They're just good swatches. So if you don't have Spa Day and you really like, the items in the pack as well are really good. So I'm just gonna say that. But that wallpaper, I know that I overuse it like crazy, especially when I do farmhouses and just small like tiny houses and not really cottages. I tend to stick to the island living one and also the seasons one, I think. But for like suburban houses, if like suburban wood houses that are, or not wood houses, but that have wood siding on them, for example, and even contemporary modern houses, that wallpaper is so good. So I overused it like crazy, and I'm pretty sure I ended up using it on this house as well, along with the eco lifestyle one, because that one is just gorgeous. We need more wallpapers like that has like texture on them, that are wood but has texture. That's why I like the island living one as well, because it has a little bit, like, it's a little bit different. It has some wear and tear on it, and that's why I like it for cottages, whatever. So yeah, anyways, you can see me use that on the off the grid house that I did when was that? Sunday? Something like that? I don't remember anymore. Like I said, this week has felt like a whole month. I can't remember what I did. I remember everything I've done this week, but I can't remember exactly what I've been working on, so that's just a thing, right? Super excited to be using my friend's items tomorrow or Sunday though, or for tomorrow or Sunday though, because I'm probably going to be recording 1 or 2 of the videos today. It's just, yeah, it's fine. So anyways, we are working on the first one of the 2 bedrooms. This one is supposed to be for the painter. So I, of course, put down an easel. There's a couple of, I actually really love those, the paintings that are leaning against the wall. I think, did I just say against? Probably. Whatever. I think we need more of those because I love to decorate with those as well. I would if I had any rooms in my own apartment for it, but I don't anymore. However, I feel like it's a pretty like neat decor. I don't want to call it a trick because it's not really a trick, but it's just a nice little touch, if you will. Also for real life apartments and houses and stuff. So yeah, we need more of those. Those ones were the ones from Eco Lifestyle, by the way. So they look like proper, I forgot the word for it right now, but like they'd actually just painted them and then put them down on the ground. Hopefully as they are dry, so she's not, or so they're not ruining the floor or anything like that, you know? But I just, yeah, I had to go with those ones instead of the base game ones, although I love those too. I think we're using them up here, actually, above the TV, if I recall correctly, because I really wanted to make sure that every single nook in this house is like properly cluttered, basically, and properly decorated. So there's not like a lot of bare areas, if you will. So of course, when it comes to the small rooms, I don't like to put decor on each wall because that makes the room just look very, very small, and the rooms are already small as it is. So for those walls for those rooms, I did leave a couple of walls empty, but for the common area, there's like a lot going on, I feel, for a small house at least, or for a tiny house. That thing with keeping bare walls for small rooms, by the way, is not something that I think about too much when I'm decorating, but it's definitely something that is done on purpose, because it's true that if you have like a small room and you just end up putting decor on all the walls, the room ends up looking a lot smaller than it actually is. So you could either put like a mirror on the wall, or if you have a windowed wall, don't put up curtains like I just did here, or, you know, stuff like that, just to make the room look a little bit bigger, or at least to save some of the space in the room that you have. Mirrors have a tendency to make rooms look bigger because they reflect the rest of the room, so it's just kind of like, I don't know how, it's a visual thing, I suppose, but it's true, it does have like that effect. And it's the same with windows as well. So if you have a very small room and you have windows on 2 sides of the room, that also helps a little bit. But because I didn't build the house that way, we only have 1 door and then 3 windows. So, you know, working with what I have, but just remember to not like clutter up or put decor on every single wall in the room. It's okay to have like a bare wall here and there, you know? I don't always feel comfortable sitting here telling you guys like tricks and stuff, tips, because like what do I know, but it's just something that I just I don't know, I just thought of. So because like I said, I don't actually think like that. I don't know, I just do it naturally when I'm decorating. I don't really think about it. It's just like, yeah, let's leave this wall empty because I feel like this would actually look better, but I know why I leave it empty. I just don't think about it while I'm decorating. However, I just remembered now, so I just want to pass that on to you guys, I suppose. I've been told I need to give more tips and tricks, so I'm trying, okay? But I know that I've said that a couple of times at least over the past like 5 months or so at least. There's a lot of things that I don't think about when I'm decorating. I don't think about like why I should do it. I just kind of do it, but looking back on it, I know why I'm doing it. I just don't think about it like that in the moment. Does that make sense? So it's not like I am purposely being like, yeah, let's do this trick right here. Just kind of do it and not realize that it's a trick. Does that make sense? So like if there's anything that you guys want explained to you, like specifically, you gotta ask me, because I don't know which things to explain, because I don't realize that they're worth explaining. Does that make sense? It's like you have to tell me, you have to ask. I really hope that doesn't sound horrible, and I hope that it's understandable, but like, I don't know how else to put it. I just don't think I don't think a lot. Like, my brain is just shut off all the time, basically. Let's just put it like that, okay? So we're working on the exterior again, and this is when I was basically trying to get the color scheme from the interior outside. I feel like I should do that more often. Just move on to the interior and figure out the color scheme and then do the color scheme for the outside, because I like to do color scheme for interiors, and I feel like if I have to make a color scheme for the interior based on the already done color scheme that's on the exterior of the house, I always end up feeling like I'm closed in a box, like I don't know if I'm just better coming up with color scheme for interiors than exteriors, and that's why. So I think I'm gonna try to do it a lot more like opposite more often, so do the interior before moving on to the exterior again. I like the color schemes a lot better inside when I do it like that, I think. So yeah, I'm probably gonna forget that before I move on to the next build, but now I've said it at least. So they actually have a pretty nice backyard, if I may say so. There's like, they have a pool over in one of the corners, and there's also a nice dining area. There's a bigger barbecue as well, bigger grill as well. And also the side bit that I put right there should not count as tiles, but because I put a platform on top, because I just wanted there to be like a proper roof, basically, it does count as, I could have made it with the low fencing thing that I sometimes do, then put plants on top, but I just felt like it looked better if it was the same kind of roofing that I put on top of the building as well, so I had to use the platforms. That's just how it is. Also, like, the fencing out here was so annoying to me because I didn't want to use this specific fencing that I ended up using, because I always end up using it for these kinds of houses. So I was stuck on trying to use the bushes right here, or whatever you want to, hedges, I suppose. But it just looked too green for some reason, like it looked too bare, there wasn't enough going on and stuff, so I ended up using the fencing anyways, and now I'm just annoyed that I ended up using the same fence that I always use, but it looks good, and I could place a mailbox as well on the fence because it's solid. It doesn't have like, it's not like, it's just solid, okay? It's like a half wall, basically. If you want to know where the mailbox is from, by the way, it's from Snowy Escape. I don't know if you need to use cheats for it to turn up in your catalog, but if you do, it's probably the hidden objects one, so you can check out the cheats in the description. I always write them there. I can't speak today. I always leave them there for you guys, so yeah, just check that out. But basically you just pull it out of the catalog and then raise it up with the 9 key, and I hope it works, but I'm not gonna sit in the game and wait for a mailman to kind of try it out, so I hope it works though. You could, if it doesn't and you end up downloading this house though, you just have to like delete the mailbox, although I think it looks pretty cool right there, but just delete the mailbox and then place down one of the regular ones. It's just that the ones that you place on the ground, some of them are pretty chunky, so they take up a lot of space, and sometimes they don't really go with the fencing as well. So I just wanted to use something different, basically, but I don't know if it works. I hope it does, though. It should be like the City Living one. I think that one's available for houses too. At least it should be if you use cheats. I don't know if it is by default, but it should be available for houses too. However, I don't know if it actually works in game. It really should though, like they should work like proper mailboxes. They do if you have MCCC, so you can still use the same cheats. So I'm just assuming that it has the exact same function as the more normal kind of mailboxes. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent about mailboxes now. New subject, super exciting. But I don't know, I just thought the mailbox was cool. I wanted to use it, although it has like similar Japanese signs on them or on it. It was either that or like a little smiley or some, I don't know. It has a different, like a couple different swatches or something. You can go through them in the game if you want to. It's a really cool mailbox, so I'll definitely be using that more often. I just forgot that it existed. So we're doing the backyard now. As you can see, very plantsy, very lush out here. The picnic table, I know that some people hate the picnic tables in The Sims. I don't mind them that much. I always get a little bit like, oh, another picnic table when we get new ones, but I honestly don't mind them that much. A couple of them have pillows and cushions and stuff, so they're pretty cool. And some of them are more on the rustic side, some of them are even artsy, so it's nice. And yeah, I do use them quite often. I hope that's okay with you. If it's not, you can delete it and swap it out with something else. For example, my friend Sam's new dining table and chairs are in the game right now from yesterday. If you have a legal version of the game, download the update and check them out. Anyways, we are done with this video, so I hope you all like this build. If you do, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT. That sounded weird, AvelineYT. And you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT, and the tray files will be on Patreon as per usual. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
And that's all fine, but it's like I'm missing the passion in your eyes. Am I right?